Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Sprint 270 review. This was a normal 2-week sprint, but we did have a US holiday in the middle for a day. Let's get started. I'll start with the overview, Gilbert on the UI, Adam on the providers, and myself on the platform. So for this sprint, we had 131 PRs merged this sprint, and a smattering of mostly other, but some bugs and enhancements. And over to Gilbert on the UI.
Thanks, Jason. So for the UI, Joe did a bug fix for bypassing feature validation for dynamic tenant features, and Osavod resolved the duplicate basic info heading in the create catalog item form. Jason got the configure renovate fixed, as well as cleanup files for cleaner merge backs and the UI JSON translation files in two separate PRs. Also, Osavad had a Cypress PR to split the text constants objects into individual variables. Next slide. So for dependency work, I had more feed changes. So I updated the word wrap, mini match requests, Babel runtime, Bootstrap select, and IP packages. Joe updated Cypress to version 15 on the main branch. Back to Morphe, I updated IP again to the latest possible version. Jason updated Yarn to 493. And then we had some Renovate PRs that were able to be merged. Actions checkout to version 5. Pambadi code climate action to version 9. And Peter Evans create pull request to version 7. Some more Morphe PRs. I updated the Semver packages, HTTP cache semantics, form data, and GOT. Jason updated Yarn to 494, and then finally more Morphe package updates. I updated GOT to the latest possible version as well as Bootstrap on Morphe. Next slide. So going back to one of our bug fixes, the resolve duplicate basic info heading. So basic information was essentially being duplicated on the catalog item form. Asavad was able to fix that, so now it only shows up once as the title and then as well as the tab header, and then it doesn't duplicate. Next slide. So for UI service, Jason was able to fix the configure renovate here as well as cleanup files for cleaner merge back, same as UI master or UI classic. Some dependency PRs we had, Jason updated Yarn to 493. We had a renovate PR that updated actions checkout to version 5, and Jason was able to drop the NVM RC, which was breaking our scanners. Some more Morphe updates here as well. I updated the packages for Semver, um, the post CSS package, the mini match package, form data, tar, bootstrap select, node sass, and bootstrap. Jason was able to update Yarn to 494, and I updated the UI components package on the master branch to the latest in order to fix a bug that was appearing in one of our forms. That's it for the UI. Next is Adam.
Thanks, Gilbert. For the sprint, we updated the list of AWS instance types again. We added a bunch of provider types under the dummy provider. So the infra configuration, provisioning, etc. Each of those provider types we've added to the dummy provider with the future goal of using those in core tests as opposed to aliasing. For example, EMS infra is actually VMware. So even though it looks like it's a non-plugin specific test in core, it's actually just aliased to typically the prototypical example of each of those. So VMware, Amazon for cloud. So eventually we'd like to move away from that and go to using just the dummy provider in tests for that. So this is the first step in that direction. For Nutanix, we added VM power operations, so you can start, stop, reboot, etc. the virtual machines in Nutanix. Next slide. For workflows, so last sprint we added a built-in method for HTTP get, post, etc. for Flow. This sprint, we wrapped that in the Manage IQ built-in methods just to make it simpler for people using Flow via Manage IQ. You don't have to try to look up what is a Flow built-in, what's a Manage IQ built-in. So we are inheriting all of the Flow built-ins in Manage IQ, so that should make writing those easier. And we also documented all of the Manage IQ and Flow built-in methods, listed all of the parameters, defaults, what's required, etc. For the new HTTP method, but also for the existing ones like email and embedded Ansible. So all of those are now documented in the ManageIQ documentation repo. And finally, for Flow, we defaulted to get as the method for the HTTP built-in method. So reduces the amount of required parameters if you're just doing the simple case. And that's it for providers. Over to Jason.
All right, on the platform side, I fixed an issue with Ansible Runner async methods where it did not respect the new virtual environment. This was causing issues where when you'd run Ansible Runner uh, or embedded Ansible things through the catalog, they would just blow up. Um, Part of that was also adding a number of tests for async. Um, on the dependency side, I updated the dependency FFI to 117.3 with Renovate, and then that broke our build. So then I reverted the FFI upgrade and added some comments about why we can't get to the latest. We'll look at getting to the latest in a future PR. Keenan added a change for being more lenient with schedule expressions. If schedule expressions had an older or invalid format, they would just blow up. Now they gracefully fail and allow it to continue on. Keenan also upgraded the minimum active record version for a CVE fix in active record virtual attributes and had a number of Rubocop fixes over in active record virtual attributes. On the enhancement side, I added a helper script to help set up and run Ansible Runner execution tests in production. Um, because we don't ship specs in production, this script pulls down the specs, installs the specs, the test framework, and then executes them. This allows us to better test things with a real virtual environment as opposed to on our development machines where we may not be using it the exact same way that production uses it. For other, I added cleanup of files for the cleaner merge backs. You heard some of that in Gilbert's slides. I did this across the board for when we merge master back into a release branch. There was extraneous diffs that weren't necessary, so I cleaned up files on the main branch. So next time we do it, we shouldn't see those extraneous diffs. I also ran through the translations work that Joe normally does and pulled in the latest translations, updated the I18N catalogs, and updated the UI Classic JSON catalogs. Keenan updated protobuf in our RPM build repo for a CVE. And as Adam said, he added a lot of great documentation for the new workflow and flow changes, including all the parameters. And I believe that's it for platform. So our next sprint review is sprint 271 on September 17th at our usual place and time. And I'd like to thank all the presenters today and all the contributors to Manage IQ. Thanks, everyone.